when you say it goes live, you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As soon as it goes live, soon as you see the live indication, you go 5, 4, 3, then you start talking. So what's happening now is I have received a tip. There was a tip that today in my local area, people were actually going to take rubbish to a doorstep. So I've actually now walked to where rubbish was meant to be put on the doorstep. And surprisingly to me, there is no rubbish on this doorstep. So I'm actually now going to shout out the people responsible for apparently a post on Facebook. Facebook, for me, has now become anti-social network. So there was this great idea where people were got together to think, right, enough is enough. Let's bombard a doorstep with rubbish. So for me, there in my local area, the bin men are on strike. So then there is a possibility of so-called people posting ideas on anti-social network to say enough is enough. Let's bombard a doorstep with rubbish. So now I've actually walked past this particular doorstep twice today. So then I get home and now it's raining, almost cats and dogs. And then I get home and I get a message from a friend who says, let's meet at a coffee shop at 1 o'clock. So I'm thinking, right, so I do not want to let this person down. So when you get a text saying, meet me at a coffee shop at 1 o'clock, and my reply will be, are you paying? If not, I am not interested. But there is a possibility that I will not reply by saying, are you paying? Because for me, 2 days ago, it was my payday, which is known for bill day. So as you are aware, payday for me and all the people around has now become bill day, or the other one is debt day. So there was a conversation between a friend of mine who, I don't want to go into detail, but I know he may not be listening because of certain things that are expiring. So I don't want to go into detail, but apparently this particular person was led, apparently led by God to give up his house. So how many years ago is it? So I'm thinking rough 4 years, right? Apparently he heard a voice. He was assuming it was God, and would you actually physically hear a voice and exercise the voice of God? Would you actually recognize the voice of God? So apparently, this guy was led to believe that he had a word from God to give up his house. So the consequences are he is 4 years homeless. Think about that, ladies and gents. Would God actually speak to you today to say, give up your house? I would say no. God will never, I would never ever think that God would actually physically say, give up your house. There is a Bible verse in the Bible that Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, physically said to a rich man, give up everything that you owe and follow me. He did not say, give up your house, sell everything and follow me. I mean, give up everything that you owe. There is, so if you actually think about it, ladies and gents, God, Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God, will physically not knock on your doorstep, knock on your door and say, give up your house, give up everything that is in it and come follow me. We might do. So where would Jesus lead you? Where would Jesus lead you? So now we are here to encourage, to bless one another in love. This is what the reason of the gospel of Jesus Christ is. God sent his son, right, to come onto this earth and say, hey, what you doing? Why are you doing this? What is the point of this? Stop what you're doing and listen to the voice of the living God through Jesus Christ. So the subject for me today should be, there is a doorstep in my local area and people are encouraged to drop their rubbish outside on this doorstep. So I have now got half an hour to think. There is a person inviting me for a brew. Do I actually physically say, do I text him and say, you are inviting me for a brew? I've been out now since 8 o'clock and I think I've had about 5 or 6 coffees. So I am now thinking, would I actually physically go out for number 6? Anyway, so thank you for tuning in today, and it's very brief conversation about bins, Facebook, and will God actually physically say, give up your house. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you and say, alligator, see you later, alligator, and in a while, crocodile, because I'm actually streaming only to YouTube. There was a link in my live that I think it was 3 or 4, no, about an hour and a half ago. I was going to go live outside this particular doorstep where rubbish was supposed to go. But as I was going to view this doorstep, my battery died. And quite a funny was, it was on my phone was only at 20%, right? So I actually then fired up my computer to actually go live on my computer, and it wasn't plugged in. And I started to set up the actual stream to go live, and my battery was only at 40%. So now I've actually plugged it back in again, and it's gone from 40%, and now it's at 56%. So I think now the battery is on its last legs. So anyway, could love you and leave you, and see you later, alligators, in a while, crocodile. And tomorrow is another payday. So hopefully, all being well, people will get what they owe. So I've actually played my part in communicating to certain people that the payment is on its way. Please stand by. So hopefully, same time tomorrow, go live again and say hi. Welcome to another exciting episode of It Used to Be years and years ago during lockdown, Life on the Bench. And if you actually physically now go onto YouTube, type in Life on the Bench, 9 out of 10% of that search, you'll see me sat on a bench somewhere in my local area, in a local park, talking to you, talking to me about life in general. So, and then I will now actually physically say, see you later, alligators, in a while, crocodile. And if I was using OBS, I would actually fade to black. But because I'm actually live streaming on YouTube, I nearly said it then, everyone. So now what I'm going to do now is check anti-social network and find this particular, I would say, fake post of dumping your rubbish outside a house. So I'm not going to go into detail. So see you later, alligators, in a while, crocodile, and see you later, alligator, in a while, crocodile. If it's like singing, you'll just switch off, won't you? So we'll catch you on the read one.